Hi, Joyful people. Hi, Joyful people. Hi, Joyful people. It's Aya from Aya's Joy. And I just want to talk. I want to hear you guys' opinions. And, I feel that sometimes we all feel like things are different, but the more that we are open or hear others share their opinions or things that they're experiencing, we start to realize it's almost like we all live in the same life. So it's not as uncommon. And that's the thing that I feel like the devil tries to do a lot. He tries to set us all in isolation so that all we're hearing is the enemy and his taunts and his lies and all these other things, not knowing that we are all overcomers. And if we understand that these are normal, these are things that happen, and it's not peculiar to only you, you know what I mean? All of us face it. And sometimes these are even signs before a breakthrough or before somebody transitions or before something amazing happens. Sometimes it feels like all hell's breaking loose. Okay, so I wanted to talk about that transition phase that I think misses a lot of us. When you are in fight or flight, like you have been through a traumatic season and you were just trying to stay afloat, like a lot of things happened, you lost a lot, just many things that you don't know. And the moment you think that you have a second to catch your breath, something else happens again, right? Then you finally get to a place that feels like it's ease. Maybe it's move, or you get a new job, or you get something, and yet you getting that thing, feeling like I should breathe and I'm safe now. It actually brings on a new onset of emotions, and you start to feel guilty for those emotions. Now, I'm no psychologist yet, but I do love all things mental health, right? And I have spoken to a lot of women, and I have experienced my own, and this was breeding from my own experience. So I moved here after everything that had happened with my divorce, with gaining weight, with not having any money from time to time, and like God literally having to show up for me every single month, and just things happening, and having an amazing boss but unsettlement and settlement with my job. I didn't know if I was going or coming, only to find out they sold the company and all these things, but assuring myself that God is the lamp to my feet and the light to my path, and if I trust in him, it has to work out. I can't lean on my own understanding because it'll drive me crazy anyways, leaning on my own understanding, because I don't understand what's happening right about now. And if I lean on what I don't know, I'm going to start finagling myself into something, because now we are in survival mode, right? So learning the hard way to stand still and stay quiet. And I did in some very crazy situations that really almost broke me and made me feel very stupid and just didn't make any sense. But in the end, it worked out for me, which we know the things of the kingdom don't make sense. I'm telling you, like, you all know they were in battle to take a land, and what he tell you to do. I'm gonna need y'all to get some trampolines and some tambourines and some trumpets and march around singing. You say what now? Yeah, march around singing. Gideon, oh, you got too many people. You say what now? We about to battle this large army of people. Yeah, and I need y'all less. Don't worry, when you get there, you're not gonna have to do very much. But I need to decrease your people. You say what now? You get what I'm saying? So the things of the kingdom don't make sense. But I learned that sometimes, because I went through it, so many things were happening, and like honestly, all of you who signed up for the 75 Holy Challenge at the beginning of the year, God bless you for me, because you encouraged me so much. But it hurt my heart because I felt like I was very unorganized in that challenge, and I didn't give you all my best, because all of a sudden this depression and this overwhelm came over me. And I know you guys have noticed that, like, I've been very, very inconsistent. I mean, like, I've never been consistent with doing this. But with me knowing what I'm talking about, and well, not knowing what I'm talking about, but, knowing kind of where I'm going with this, I should be a lot more consistent than I am. So those of you, God bless you and forgive me. And don't worry, I'm working on something. And when I get to it, but there's a blessing for all of you because I have all of your contact information. So I love you all. But I ended up going into a bit of a dark place, and it took me going to therapy and kind of airing this out to realize that sometimes being in that fight or flight mode and just trying to get through the motions because things are coming at you so fast and you have to survive, especially when you have people who depend on you, whether it's children or whatever, financially, friends, whatever, family members, however, you know what I mean? Like you're the leader of the group or the strong one or the boss, whatever it is. When you finally get to a place that gives you that ease, don't be shocked if what feels like negative emotions start to come. Don't beat yourself up feeling like you are ungrateful. What is actually happening is you are actually safe enough to break down. I tell you, like, I did not understand. I'm like, why am I so ungrateful? Why am I so this? I see God's goodness. I see God's hand. I'm able to do something I've never been able to do. I am in a situation, in a position that I have never been in. God gave me an upper hand, a do-over, a clean slate, an amazing head start, and builded me up for it so that even when I got that blessing, I didn't have to use the blessing to do all of these things. I just had to worry about me and my baby. You get what I'm saying? Like, gave me support system, gave me my sisters, gave me like so many things. So I was like, what is wrong with me? I didn't realize I had not been in a place where I could freely break down. I had not been a place where I could actually acknowledge my emotions and what I just went through fully. Though I was grieving and working through it, I still had to just keep going, right? I never got to like sit in it and sulk in it and actually reason it. And actually now I'm able to reason it. And I didn't know that was an emotion that people talk about. You know, like I've heard in places of grief where, you know, you lose somebody or you lose something and now you're celebrating something else and you almost feel like you shouldn't be celebrating or feel guilt for smiling again or laughing again because you lost something that's painful. And my friend who walked through me with this whole journey, that's how we became friends. Honestly, I felt like, you know, we stood for our marriages just to find each other, to now end up divorced and God give us a blank check to start life over again because both of us are glowing and thriving. And I am so grateful to be at the forefront of her testimonies and she be here to see mine. But she reminded me of when we went to Miami and was like, two things can happen at the same time. You can still have a good time and enjoy a moment and grieve a situation. You know, because we were in pain that whole trip, but it was so beautiful that one, we said, to heck with everything. We are going on a trip. And we went on the trip and we had a good time and we laughed and we cried a lot, but laughed a lot and just had experiences and had a whole good time. And I love that, you know, and I think we don't always talk about those times where something amazing is happening, but you're also grieving something. And sometimes it's not in a situation that feels like you should be grieving it, right? I don't know if you guys get what I'm trying to say, but like, let me know your opinion. What do you think about that, or how do you reason that? Because it baffled me that like everything is good IOY, but like you're safe enough to grieve. It's a good thing.